Every relationship can benefit from these tips. Hi, I'm Dr. Navarra. This is Valentine's Day tip number 2, timing, advanced tips. Part 1 of this 2-part series focused on a core finding in the Gottman research that the strongest relationships are those where partners experience each other as being present in the relationship. When the felt experience is, my partner is here for me, then I can trust in this relationship and that we can grow together. There are lots of ways being present occurs. Just listening, asking questions to better understand, eye contact, letting silence be okay, responding to a partner's comments by acknowledging what you are hearing, then expressing your perspective, being willing to hear your partner's emotions, but mostly just listening, goes to the top. Timing provides a context for the message. It's important to pay attention to partners' cues in conversations and sorting out what actually is being communicated, and it isn't always obvious. Quiz time. One partner says, "I'm nervous today." How should the listening partner respond? A, you are nervous every day. B, I'm sure everything will be okay. C, what are you nervous about? Want to talk about it? D, none of the above. And E, all of the above. Here's the scoring key. It's really straightforward, and this will probably surprise you. The correct answer actually is E, theoretically. I told you you might be surprised. Here's the explanation. At first glance, it seems like C is classic. What are you nervous about? What are you nervous about? Want to talk about it? This is the answer that is found in any book on communication skills. The listener is expressing interest and inviting the speaker into a conversation. However, what is the timing of the message and what might the speaker actually be communicating? In some cases, this will be the right answer, but not in all. Why A may be appropriate. And to remind you, A is, you are nervous every day. A seems like a criticism, and it could be. However, it's also possible that the speaker responds well to humor, to lower anxiety, if that's really established in the relationship. This takes knowing your partner. We know each other's vulnerabilities, and it's okay to joke as long as both are smiling at the end of the joke. If not, then there is an opportunity for repair. Why selection B might be appropriate. And B is, I'm sure everything will be okay. Reassuring everything will be okay could be dismissive, or it could be reassuring. Perhaps all the speaker really needs is a vote of confidence from their partner and reassurance that they are capable and will be okay. Now, why C may not be the best choice, and again, C is the one that appears to be the best choice mostly, I think. C is, what are you nervous about? Want to talk about it? Now, why this might not be the best choice is that if all the partner really wants is reassurance, talking about this may actually raise anxiety instead of reducing it, which may trigger old feelings. A specific example would be a person who's aware of their pattern of catastrophizing and is working on mindfully staying in the here and now and letting go of fears in a psychological or spiritual context. Let go and let God. The internal message being, I'm not going to replay the old message. You will never succeed. So I'm choosing to not let these fears have a voice and grow. Implementing the timing concept. Advanced tips. They're simple in concept, but they are challenging to practice just to remember them. Tip number 1, ask yourself, I wonder why my partner is sharing this right now. So consider the following strategies. Wait to see if the partner shares more so you get the context. Or ask your partner to share where this is coming from, and you can ask your partner what would be helpful from you right now. And you can also ask how you can best support your partner. I would save that one for the end of the conversation to not rush into solutions too quickly. Tip number 2, make it a point to always show that you have just heard what your partner has said. Consider the following strategies. Verbally acknowledge you just heard what the partner said. Okay, wow. Make eye contact. Probably don't refer to yourself like, I get anxious at these things too, unless there's a context that fits for that response. Finally, don't change the subject or ignore or avoid what your partner just said. Tip number 3, make it a point to try to follow these tips daily. Okay, nobody's perfect, just ask my wife. So we are not looking for perfection. Just try moving the needle a bit more and acknowledge when you fall short. Consider the following strategies. Don't save the romantic stuff just for special occasions. Surprise your partner year-round with little acts of kindness. When considering how to keep closeness going regularly, think of the differences in the option to give your partner 1 rose a month instead of a dozen roses once a year. How might you translate this concept to spread out little gestures and thoughtful moments and those surprise moments through the year rather than just on birthdays, holidays, etc.? Take each day, which means take the time, as an opportunity to express appreciations and to focus on what is working. This positivity as a baseline helps tremendously when there are conflicts or challenges that need to be addressed. The Gottman frame is putting money in the emotional bank account, creating positive sentiment override in the relationship, which provides basically an emotional guardrail for the relationship. Summary, putting it together. Staying present to each other falls under the category of emotional attunement, which the Gottman research states is the fastest way to increase trust in a relationship. What is the top tip for emotional attunement? The answer is willingness to listen to your partner's negative emotions, especially if it's about you. Hopefully, the message avoids blame and references instead the speaker's position, feelings, and needs. Number 2, timing concept really translates to the listening partner working to understand the context of their partner's statements so that they can respond appropriately based on their partner's needs in that moment. 3, always acknowledge verbally and non-verbally that your partner just said something. Number 4, in the spirit of listening before speaking, practice being present, spontaneous and attentive to partner daily, not just limiting the turning towards the calendar, holidays, and special dates, as I said before, but think of the message and the power of a dozen roses given monthly versus being given once a year. Every relationship can benefit from these tips, this recipe for success. While Valentine's Day is in the title of both of these vlog tips, these articles are really about what each relationship needs and how to bring more meaning and connection in the relationship year-round. Remember, creativity is a good thing in relationships. You may even surprise yourself as well as your partner. The payoff comes in increased connection, which tends to be self-reinforcing, supporting what is working and creating a positive cycle. Thanks for listening. If you would like more information on relationship tips and courses for therapists as well as for couples on relationships, you may visit my website at www.drrobertnavarra.com. Thanks.